Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Hey, I just wanted to hop on here. I am actually live on my Heal Dish, and I'm actually live on the Nervous System Reset Studio Facebook as well, or sorry, YouTube as well. And so wanted to get on here this evening because I felt like really wanted to draw. I wanted to draw a little bit of goal setting just to kind of show you just how neurosomatic art and how we use it, nervous system regulation, and just really how it works. And so you've probably seen me draw before, and on a couple that I have uploaded and things like that too. So, but if you're new, welcome. Welcome to Heal Dish. Welcome to the Nervous System Reset Studio. And so my name is Jean. I'm a certified neurotransformative practitioner and also a certified therapeutic art specialist as well. And so I use art as a form of healing and transformation, especially for those that have gone through trauma, mental health, and on all kinds of things. Hey, Dave, welcome. And so it has been fascinating just to watch the transformations of my clients and things like that. And so I just wanted to hop on and do a drawing. It'll probably be, sometimes it would take longer, but because I don't want to keep everybody, I'm going to do a shorter one. I'm going to do probably a half a page just to kind of show you. I'll probably do a full page because I can probably get it done. If I don't, then at least I can get the main parts of it done and things like that. And so, hey, if you are joining us, you can, and you want to draw with us, you'll need a black marker, some colored pencils, and a sketchbook, tablet, piece of paper, something like that you can draw with. So many people want to achieve goals, and they wonder why when they set a goal, sometimes they can't. The goal is not met. And let me just tell you that it goes back to blocks and limitations. As children, even when we were in our mother's womb, there were blocks and limitations that were placed on our lives. Growing up, same thing. There was a lot of blocks and limitations that were placed on our lives, and that starts shaping the subconscious. And so the subconscious has good and bad in there, just things that we don't that we don't remember. And so we have to go back in there and we have to start releasing those blocks and limitations. I'm not going to do a release tonight, but I want to show you just how powerful neurosomatic art truly is when you are when you're drawing and you kind of do some things. And so tonight I want to do something a little bit different. I want to be able to do goal setting. Hi, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. And so we are going to do goal setting. And goal setting is something that a lot of us, again, we set out to do something. And then it's like, oh, I can't wonder. I have no idea why these goals, I'm not achieving them. Well, you have to remember, it goes back to blocks and limitations is exactly what it goes through. And so, as we start, especially with the nervous system studio portion of this, because I have both of them going, what ends up happening is you'll start manifesting that negative energy that you have surrounding that block and limitation about the goals that you're meeting. The blocks and limitations will start releasing. That negative energy will start releasing out of the subconscious, and will start imprinting it back into the conscious area. And so it's actually a pretty neat way that it works. NeuroSomatic Art is a program that I developed alongside one of my mentors that is a psychologist. And so we have been using it for almost a year now. And it's been absolutely amazing just to see the results working with our own clients and things like that too. And so it's kind of like going in and doing brain rewiring. We are neuroplasticity is where the brain adapts to situations, to certain situations. And so what it's doing, it's repairing, rewiring, reconnecting the neural pathways. Neurogenesis is where the neural pathways actually start regenerating. And so they start growing back, and you start having more of them, which is absolutely amazing. So neurosomatic art is I use it for trauma and mental health recovery, but it can be used for goal setting. It can be used for infertility if you're trying to have a baby. If you're looking, to do events and you're looking for money, it's all about releasing those blocks and limitations that were placed on us, and then literally replacing that negative energy with what you want. And it's been absolutely amazing. And so tonight I'm going to do a goal setting one with you. And so again, if you're interested in drawing with me, you're going to need, I use the Pitt pens. Not this one, but just to give you an idea. I use this one. I usually use a 1.5, and I think this is a 0.8 that I use to do my rounding. I have all my colored pencils. These are the ones that I generally use. And then I have my sketchbook. And I use a small one right now. Otherwise, we'll be here for about 3 or 4 hours. And so I don't want that to happen. So let me actually get my other one that I use, kind of show you what we're going to do. And so this goal setting, what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple goals, and we're going to bring it back to ourselves. By bringing it back to ourselves, what we're saying is we want these goals to come true. And we want to replace that energy, that the negative energy, with positive energy. And so we want to really start bringing back what we're doing. And so I'm going to go off camera for just a moment, and then I will end up coming right back. Hi, Cod. So good to see you. Thanks for joining in. And so I will be right back. Give me just a second. Okay, so I didn't realize that it's crazy because I didn't realize that when let me see, mirror. I don't want a mirror. Okay, so there. So I didn't realize that when I go off camera, it's interesting. When I go off camera, the audio goes off too, and so I apologize for that. All right. So we are going to draw ourselves. And so circles, the brain sees circles, the subconscious sees circles as harmony. So we use a lot of circles when we are doing neurosomatic art to bring a lot of harmony, a lot of regulation back into what we are doing. And so the first step that you're going to do is you're going to want to draw yourself. And so basically you're drawing yourself as a circle. So what I like to tell my clients is kind of feel the sheet, feel your paper, whatever you're using, and kind of feel, where you feel like you want to do the circle. There are sometimes I'm doing it and I was like, and I'll actually draw a circle, and I'm just kind of scanning to kind of see where I would first like to make my initial circle of me. And I think I'm going to do mine right here. Okay. And then I'm going to label this me. There I am. Okay. So then the next step, what we're going to do, let me just eliminate those for a minute there for just a second. Okay. So then what I want you to do is I want you to think of what are the goals that you want to achieve. Do you want to maybe you're trying to find a new job? Do you want to buy a house? Do you need a new car? Are you looking for money for food and grocery or food and other necessities? Do you have rent that needs paid? Things like that, goal setting. Are you looking to get married? Are you looking to go to college? Those types of things. What is it that you really are trying to achieve? And so I want you to write down, I want you to do those as a circle, but I don't want you to rush the process. And so my first value that I would love to see be successful, and I would love to see things happen would be, for me, would be more clients. I'm going to do more clients right here. Would be more clients. Okay. And then the second one would be, I would say would probably be our, we want to be able to add on to our home. And so that would probably be my second one. And for some reason, I really feel like I want to do that one here for some reason. It's weird. I wanted to overlap those. And this is going to be the addition. And my last goal, I'm only going to do 3 for the sake of time. So the last goal that I would like to add on here is my weekend uh, retreat summit. Um, wow. Actually, that I kind of seen a circle right here. I'm going to put that there. This is the summit. It's interesting that that's it's interesting that that one is further away than me, the addition and the client. And so it's interesting. Maybe that just means that there's really no connection. Whether the summit is not going to rely on my client and it's not going to rely on my addition. And so it does rely on me a little bit, but it's interesting how this works. And so as you see, there are intersections. And so I have to go back in and round and round those. And as I'm rounding, what's happening is this is where the change starts taking place from the subconscious into the unconscious areas. And so what's happening is we are making change. This is where the magic starts happening in the brain. This is where the rewiring, repairing of the neural pathways start happening as we are getting rid of the conflict, as we're getting rid of the tension. We are opening up more doorways for my goals to be achieved. Then what we do is we do intuitive lines. Intuitive lines are your thoughts. And so what we're literally doing is we're taking our thoughts associated with this, drawing it on paper, then smoothing them out, and literally delivering everything that we want into the universe, and releasing that negative energy, and then bringing that energy back to us. And so intuitive lines are kind of like cloud-like lines. They don't, not two are going to be the same. And so when we draw them, we usually draw them intuitively. But where I'm talking, some of them might not be intuitively, and that's okay too. But just so you have a general idea, they're either like clouds or they kind of resemble what waves look like and stuff like that as well. And it's really important that when you do this, that you're literally going through your values back to yourself and then out. So I literally went through 2 of the values and then through myself and came out. So however you want to do it, you want to at least have 2 going through each one. And it doesn't matter where you start on the page. If you're interested in learning more about NeuroSomatic Art, I do free classes once a month. If you go to neurosomatiCart.com and click on the store, you will actually see the classes that I have. The free class that I offer every month is actually on the welcome page. But I have one-on-one coaching programs with my NeuroSomatic Art, and I also have group sessions that I offer as well. So it's been absolutely amazing. And this program was really developed. I'm going to start rounding. This program was really developed because I struggled with so many after effects of trauma. And so when I created the program, I did the program. I did all of the frameworks that I created and things like that. And I did get discouraged. I started getting discouraged when I was doing it. And it goes back to nervous system regulation. And so when your body feels safe, it'll release. And it probably took me, it was still working, but before I could actually feel the results, it probably took me about 4 to 6 months before I could actually feel the energy. The energy got me so bad, or not bad, sorry. The energy jolted me so bad, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, holy smokes. And it was just absolutely amazing. It really was. Just to be able to feel that amount of release, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And so that's when I started realizing, oh, wow, this stuff really works. And then I started using it more and more and more, started using it more with my clients. And my clients were able to start understanding things and releasing things that they were holding on to for years and decades. Um, and it was just like, wow, to see the change and transformation in them and hear their testimonies of how it has helped them has just been amazingly heartwarming to know that I was a part of their healing on their healing journey. So it's very rewarding when you're sitting and you can see that your client is getting that somatic release, or even for myself when I'm getting a somatic release, and I'm like, wow, that's powerful. And so the reason that we draw the lines back to ourselves is because we're trying to, we want to instill these goals into ourselves. And so this is one of the only frameworks that it's okay to go backwards. Normally we're working from left to right because we don't want to go, in the past. But this is one of the only frameworks that we will use that you can actually go from right to left. And if you have any questions about the process, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. Try to answer them as I'm drawing and can kind of look up and see. If you're new to the channels, I welcome you. So on Monday nights on Healdish, we talk about real raw truth surrounding mental health and trauma. The after effects is what we do there. And that's every Monday at 7:30. They're usually a little over an hour, but I'm going to start being more mindful of time, and I'm going to try to keep it down to about 30 minutes, 35 minutes from start to finish now. I don't want to start losing the interest of my audience, and sometimes I just feel like I am just kind of rambling on and stuff, and that's not what I want. So NeuroSomatic Art has a lot of different ways of helping. It uses both left and right hemispheres of the brain. It activates the vagus nerve, so that's part of the parasympathetic for rest and digest. It's relaxation, which is really needed when we have a dysregulated nervous systems. It activates the flow state, meaning that if you are in a fight or flight stage, it actually helps you to calm down, which is nice. It helps relax. There's just so many different benefits of using this. I absolutely love it. And so as you see, I am bringing the goals that I want to meet back to myself. So it's interesting because they go through both, and then some of them are actually coming back through the summit, which is pretty cool as well. So how is everyone doing on this Wednesday evening? So what I'm doing now, instead of drawing more intuitive lines across the page, I'm actually just adding on and drawing them out so they'll expand out so I don't have to worry about drawing more across the page. I can literally take where looks like a neuron is being formed and I can literally make it expand out, which is absolutely amazing. That's where we start. That's where, again, that's where the neural pathways are changing in the brain, which is nice. So we are drawing a goal setting framework. So this can actually be used for a number of different things, not just goal setting. When we are not able to reach our goals, it's usually because there's a block and limitation associated with what we are trying to achieve. And normally, before we would do this, we would do some sort of a release to get our mind released, work on whatever that block and limitation is. And then we would go back in and do this probably the following week. But I just wanted to come on and draw. It's been a while since I've been on here. And then I have not really gone live too much on the Reset Studio, the Nervous System Reset Studio. So I thought, well, what better way than to get on there and do a live on that as well. So if you come back and you watch the replay, I would love to know where you're watching from. And if you did complete your drawing after watching the video, send me your drawing. I don't know if you can put it in the chat, like, on the actual comments. I don't know if you can do that or not, but if you can, my email is available on both of my YouTubes. And yeah, send it to me. I'd love to see what what your ending drawing would absolutely look like. I would love that. I try to draw at least every day, every other day. I try to draw for relaxation, and just as a trauma survivor myself, it really helps me stay regulated, um, and just kind of unwind and things like that before and after session, which is really nice. Um, if you're new to NeuroSomatic Art, if you go to neurosomatiCart.com, I have a video. I believe I do. I may not have uploaded, but I thought I did. A introduction video. It kind of shows you what neurosomatic art is, why we use it. A lot of beneficial information on my website. Neurosomatic art. I absolutely love using this with my clients, again, and with myself. I've even have my 8-year-old even doing some things as well. So it's not about perfection as much as it is about just drawing and releasing, so we can open up um, new avenues, new solutions for what we are experiencing. Releasing all of those blocks and limitations that have been in our subconscious for a very, very long time. And so as you see, as I start doing the rounding, it starts looking more like neurons is what they start appearing to be. Mm. This one, because I got to chit-chatting and stuff like that and did a couple things, this one's gonna go over a little bit over 30 minutes, but that's perfectly fine too. Um, I just don't feel like, um I don't feel like the intuitive lines. I feel like I need to draw more of them. I don't know, it's weird. You just get kind of, when you're trying to figure out, you just kinda get like an incomplete feeling, like it's not complete, and you kinda know, like, "Oh, wait a minute, nope, I really need to add, some more things to it." So you'll start discovering more of the somatic feeling that you get. The more that you draw, you'll start feeling more feelings, and it's kind of like a gut feeling. So you kind of feel that feeling like, wait, it's not complete. And so I always tell my clients, don't stop until it's complete. Or, if you start getting too overwhelmed, take a break for just a second, come back and continue. Or if you do a lot of the intuitive lines at once and you don't round, that can cause a lot of overwhelm as well, because you're looking at it going, holy smokes, that's a lot of lines to round. All right. So I don't want to go far and then go way over anything like that. So now I'm going to kind of color. Now, these are the colors that I use. As you see, like some of them, you can tell really which ones I have been using a lot, because they're starting to get a little bit smaller. I like to choose, or not choose, but blindly choose what color, and then kind of listen to my gut on which one I'm going to color from. And so I'm going to close my eyes and kind of pick, kind of shuffle these around a little bit and figure out which one I'm going to pick and where, and kind of see, because otherwise I would end up picking the same colors over and over and over again. And it's just interesting that that blue was chosen for this, because if you are familiar with the color of the mental health, or sorry, not mental health, but mental health is green, sorry. If you are familiar with the color for childhood trauma, it's actually a blue. And so our summit retreat that we're doing is for adolescents and adults, and it's for mental health and trauma. So I just thought that was kind of cool. And so when we color represents emotion. What is the emotion behind when we're drawing? There's really no right or wrong way. I just really feel right now that that the outside of my circles need to really be highlighted with the color that I'm using, which is pretty neat. So this one here, I use yellow for myself. I want to be able to be visible. I was minimized a lot of my life, and so I want to be able to start being seen and be heard and be supported. And so it's time for me to shine. It's time for me to come out and not be hidden anymore. And so I'm going to shine, which is amazing. Shine like that big light bulb. It's amazing. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's a really, really neat process. There's a lot of people that, after taking my classes, and whether they're taking the free one or whether they're actually paying for one of the classes and stuff, and it's just so neat to hear from them and just how neurosomatic art is really working in their lives and helping them achieve things that they never even realized they could achieve. It's just so it is really neat. It's really neat to see. So I just get a wonderful feeling of gratitude to know that I, play a part in helping them. And that's what it's all about. All right. And so now what I want to do is look at one of the intuitive lines, and I want to connect it. I was trying to figure out which one kind of went through. So I'm going to highlight this one. So I'm going to highlight this, even though it does go through. Pretty neat, even though this one does go through the addition, but I know that it does go through here. And so what I'm doing is I'm highlighting this. Because I wanted to show where it is literally where it's going. So it's literally, so you can see that tangible proof that it's literally going where it's going. And so you literally have that proof to show where that intuitive line is going. You're highlighting that line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not about perfection. It's just about so you can see, so you can literally see where that one is going. So it's pretty cool. I'll do this one. And again, this is just to really showcase and to highlight so you can see just how where the intuitive line really is and where it's going. Oh, and it's interesting that I didn't even mean to do that, but isn't that interesting? I literally followed this one, and instead of maybe going a different way, it literally met up with client. And so why I want to show you that is because so interpreting this is telling me that in order to have my addition, I need to have more clients. Literally right here is what the drawing is telling me. So how cool is that? Super cool, right? Yeah. And so it's just a really, really neat thing. Um, so again, it's really just showcasing or highlighting so you can really see where the intuitive lines are really going from each part so you can really see them unfolding. But again, down here, it's just interesting that when I did this and I just did it and it connected down here to the other one. So that's actually pretty cool as well. I thought that was pretty neat. So for the outside, I'm trying to think of how I want to do the outside. I'm going to get messy here for just a second because I really feel like this is the way it wants me to kind of go there for a second. I'm trying to really trust. How's everyone doing? How's your drawings coming along? So normally when we draw in a group setting, or if we draw privately one-on-one, there's a lot of reflection questions, a lot of integration questions, a lot of questions that we ask while you're drawing, and to kind of help you to discover what's coming up. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful process in the sense that it really gets you to start thinking about what's going on, what's coming up. So you can start releasing that and start on your healing and transformational journey. So many of us have just walked around, and it's time that we start healing. And so what they have discovered is you need to do more than just talk therapy or, working with a trauma-informed coach. There's a lot more things that you really need to start doing. And when we do these, it's not about rushing, it's not about getting through. It's just about letting everything flow together. Letting everything flow. Taking your time with each color so your emotions can change, your emotions can catch up with what's going on. Because your emotions know what your thoughts were, because you're subconscious, so it knows. So just be kind and gentle with yourself through the process. Oop, didn't want that to happen, but that's all right. Probably going to really get that some of that off there. Let me see. Sorry, I get quiet as I am drawing myself, and I get really into this. I get really in tune into what I'm drawing, and sometimes I forget that I am even live, so I apologize, but just very relaxing to me, and that's what I love about it. It's very relaxing, very regulating. And there you have it. So I chose to keep those white just because, especially where I highlighted the lines. And so I chose to keep those white to highlight those. And then over here, just kind of as the unknown, which is really nice. And so this is what my goal setting drawing looks like. And so I would love to see your drawings. If you could email them to me, that would be fantastic. So thank you for coming to one of my live sessions. I will start doing more of these, doing more of the live sessions on the Nervous System Reset Studio. Not only will we draw, but I will start teaching more regulation skills and things like that, talking about more of the amygdala, fight or flight, going into some of those things there. And so thank you for those that hung out. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Good night.